Hey, hi, hello. I tried to record an earlier situation. I didn't really like it, so I'm going to cover this round instead of another round in the same match. And yeah, this is me, TM Craze, and welcome back to another analysis of another round that I think has some kind of merit. And again, I won't say much because I want to try and keep these shorter. And I'll let the clip play out first, and I'll explain everything afterwards. Jesus Christ. Shio's dead. And that's the clip. So let's talk about it. Obviously, you can see that this is the last round, and this is the winning round that wins me the game here and gets me the 123. If you've seen the Space Lab gameplay I've uploaded to YouTube, this is the exact game, and this is the exact last moment. Thank you for the push, Jesus Christ. And I'd like to kind of like explain this better because while it seems kind of like a dumb moment to do, like as you watch it, there is kind of a lot of insight as to why I choose the decisions that I do, and I'll explain those as I go along. You know, obviously I don't hear them like coming into B, so I'm just gonna rotate over. There's no need for me to hold B main, especially when I see that they're all over on the A side. This is kind of a what is it? A misplay on my end, is that like I'm fully expecting the Chio to die and I'm gonna have to throw the slow nade to stall them, but you'll kind of see. I kind of just have this slow nade all the time, and it's only until afterwards that I realize, oh, I should have my gun out. And so, misplay on my end, I rotate over to try and help. If I had my gun out, that guy dies faster, blah 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 blah, it's whatever. But now, we can see here that after the initial push here, they've never actually pushed up into the choke point here at A long, A main, and they've kind of stayed in this general area. So it's kind of easy to expect that since they've seen a majority of us, like literally all of us at A, that they're just going to rotate to B. So I'll see here, like as I go back to B to cover it, I see the Ming here. And so normally, in this sort of situation, the first thought in anybody's mind would be like, oh, the Ming's alone, let's go chase the Ming. But in my head, I realize, hey, wait, the Ming's alone, and then the rest of her team is actually in fact lagging behind her in this area. And I still have my Q. So what I'm gonna do instead here is that I'm actually going to completely ignore the Ming, let her throw the smoke nade, and pop my Q. Check this corner here first to see if anybody's here in that corner, because I would have seen the corner behind me already. And just as I expect, they're all lagging behind trying to get into B already. So drop down, force all of them to look at me, and then just like retreat. Thankfully, also, you'll see that my Chio here is also very willing to follow up with me and kind of enable my shenanigans to kind of like split the push and just stall out the rush. So I'm very thankful for my Chio here. Unfortunately, I have to reload my gun, and obviously, like Chio's gonna end up dying here. It is kind of regrettable, but there's not much I can do in the situation until I reload my gun. And so now I'm gonna try and support my Chio here, but she's just kind of getting lit up by 3 people. My Audrey here will start firing at the Ming, and you can see here I take on the Celestia, even though I could have taken on anyone else, because I just want to try and like avenge my Chio, because I did kind of bait her. I did realize that at the moment, so try and help her. Again, you can see Audrey is fighting my Audrey is fighting the Ming here. Again, a really terrible arrow. There we go. And obviously now I have 1, 2 people looking at me, even 3, but I've already committed to fighting the Celestia, and thankfully, because this all kind of falls apart if Konami in the back hits her shot, but she doesn't, so just keep fighting the Celestia. Eventually kill her, thankfully. Again, thankfully Konami whiffs her shots, so I'm okay. And obviously Ming has to keep fighting the Audrey, because Audrey is just shooting her in the back and she has to leave. And because now I've seen that, what is it? It's very obvious to see that everybody's up here. Meanwhile, the actual attackers are in here. I'm gonna actually start pushing up here again now that I have my Q again, and try and get aggressive here. You can see they're all trying to fish for info here, try and support each other. I know the Ming's here. I'm gonna try and shoot her. I have my teammates covering my back here, thankfully. And my whole sole focus is actually here in this moment to try and put pressure onto the Ming. Because as you've seen throughout this entire round, is that while Ming has been continuously trying to act, she's been kind of thwarted at every single moment. Like, she's had to come back from B main to help support her team. Well, actually through the connector to support her team here. And if we look specifically at the Ming here, like right here, like she's fighting. She's never really given a time to breathe, like shoot her gun, all that stuff. So after I'm done fighting Celestia, you can see here, she's still trying to leave this general area, and I see Ming. Chase after her. Don't give her a chance to breathe. Keep the pressure up. And even though there is this Lawing right here who's shooting at me and can very much kill me, because I have my Q up here, I can just kind of ignore her and just keep fighting the Ming. And now the question is, why am I putting so much pressure on the Ming? It's because Ming has the most survivability. If you've played Street Nova long enough, you know that this character, Ming, has a ball that drains your armor. And if she shoots you, she also drains your armor and adds it to herself. So the more you take Ming out of action, all that stuff, the better. And also, I'm allowed to do this push because, you know what, guess what? All my teammates are right behind me here, so I don't need to worry about anything. Yeah, I do go down in the end, but the amount of pressure I've been applying to this Ming the entire time, like, makes it all worth it because, it's both the economy and the longing are not long for this world. They get mogged by, the whole mob of my teammates, just like that. And now because Ming has to reload again and just kind of never be ready for the mob that's approaching her. This just allows my team to kind of run at her. She pops her ult to survive, maybe just a little bit longer, and then just dies. And that's like a really simple way to end off the round. And it's just kind of like a really simple way to show how I, think quick on my feet and make use of my abilities to do an even better play instead of just trying to solo chase the Ming. Because after I go back here, I'll explain why, like, actually chasing the Ming here would have actually been pretty bad. So right around here. If I chase the Ming, and Ming will likely, where is it? Go down here and go here, pathing towards the ramp. What will happen here actually is that because her teammates are coming from B, they'll actually just meet up with her right here. And as I'm trying to chase the Ming, they'll just be shooting at me. And now instead of being perpetually like in this 5v4, like whatever happens afterwards, I do the alternative play. My team's now in a 4v4 and like they have the entire site and no ground to cover. Like, in theory, it is the correct play to solo out the Ming, but because of how she would path towards her team, like I would actually just be mogged by the entirety of her team and I would just die. Because I don't have my ult. That's the other thing too, is that I don't have my ult and I cannot play as aggressively as I want to, because if I go back towards the ramp, Ming will just chase me and then will just kill me. So by doing it like this, playing like again, popping my Q ahead of time, which is like what you should be doing as Flavia, not using it afterwards, because that's a lot worse actually. By doing it like this, splitting the attention between the three of them, forcing my Chio to come with me and just fight them, it makes Ming have to come above here. And now, again, you can see none of them are in B main, and allows all my teammates to rotate in and help the push. It's a little bit more of a, like, I guess you could say, higher level like play, like, like more insight, but you kind of do need to think a little bit more outside of the box. And you can see I'm playing from a distance here, trying to not overly commit myself towards a fight. And, just try and stay alive and stuff. Geez, sorry. It's only up until now where, I start committing because, like, really committing, because Celestia has forced herself into the 1v1 against me, which I win thankfully to the Deagle. And everything else just kind of follows from there. I have my Q up, I'm chasing the Ming again, and, I've explained the rest. And so, that's kind of why I think this specific round is worth a lot more than the last one I tried to cover, because it's the idea of like recognizing the broader situation instead of like what's happening in the moment, and trying to like set your team up for success in the longer term than just getting the kill in the short term. Because I know a lot of people in my situation would have just chased the Ming and been shot by the 4v1. as the Ming goes down the ramp into her teammates. And yeah, that's everything. I'm going to try and keep the end of the video shorter here now as well, because it's again 15 minutes. Wow, fucking 15 minutes for an entire round. I'll be doing more of these as time goes on, as I get into more situations. Maybe they might be repetitive, maybe they might not be. I have a Discord if you want to prod me for further questions, and I do have a friend of mine that's pretty damn good at paraphrasing what I say into more understandable text if you ever get confused, so don't be afraid to reach out to me. I also do coaching for free, paid coaching if you want to, blah blah blah. And yeah, you won't know when I stream, I don't know when I stream, we'll figure that out sometime. Anyway, yeah, that's everything, guys. I'll see you in the next video.